Stream just live public public comment section off comment section off comment section case comment section case as long as one interfere as interfere life life মানে হৈ আছে public নাই কৰা public নাই কৰা unlisted আছে সারা কাম কৰা exact we go live and group of share কৰি দিম link share কৰা নাই না link share কৰা নাই exact we go live oh fan get off কৰিব লাগিব আৰু লাইট অন হ'ব কৰা আচ্ছা এটা সাউন্ড এইটো মেইন সাউন্ড সেইকাৰণে ইয়াতে যোনে বহিব না একদম কথা চথা নাই মানে ইয়াৰ পৰাই মাইক কথা এইটো আমি সেইদিনা কৈ আছিলো অক্স কেবল নাই তেনেকুৱা অক্স থাকিলে মই ইয়াতে ডাইৰেক্ট সোমাই দিলো ডাইৰেক্ট মাইকৰ কিন্তু নাই বোলে তেনেকুৱা চিষ্টেম এতিয়া কালি সেটআপ করতে এটা কাম করছো তাতে থিয় হইছো মই ফোকাসটো মিলাই লম হৈ যাব সাউন্ড চেক করব সাউন্ড ইয়াৰ পৰা আহিব ৰ এটা বস্তু হেল্ল' ক কাম হৈ আছিলে ক মানুহ আছে মানে অহা নাই বেলেগ মানুহ অহা নাই প্লেচমেণ্ট চেটল অন কৰিলো অন কৰা tapi bilang ini lagi perlu ada sama iman noise ahi ase ini কোনো কথা নকৰে hello sound check কৰা আছে hello sound check কৰা মানে লাইভ এনেকে নহয় আজি লাইভ itu second or live কৰি দিলে হ'ল অকমান একদম কিপ কোৱাইট itu অকমান একদম কিপ কোৱাইট ओके एक मिनट का टेक्स्ट तो पाए एक मिनट हां ये तो सॉल्व कर हां data hello Vivek তোক লিংকটো দি আছো ইউটিউবত চা live took this 5 seconds or 6 seconds 5 seconds delay হৈ যায় 5 seconds is না 20 seconds है फिर एक्सेलरेट করে না কিবা কষ্ট থাকে তো কিনা hello
বাহিৰত গ'লে হেল্ল' hello 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 hello
क्या हिस्सा लो बहुत नॉइज हो रही है कैमरा तो आप लोग ले गए सेटिंग में लोग ले गए लगा ना बोलो कैमरा आप सब ले गए बहुत बहुत नॉइज हो रही है स्पीकर केटा याते লৈ যাব বেবি
স্পীকাৰটো নহয় নহয় এইটো তাত এইটো জাষ্ট প্ৰেজেন্টেচনৰ কাৰণে
নহয় ইভাগে মাতটো ভালে আহি আছে খালি সব একদম পিন ড্ৰপ সাইলেন্স লাগিব একদম পিন ড্ৰপ সাইলেন্স কবে সাবিবে কি মানে দেখ ওই একদম পিন ড্ৰপ সাইলেন্সৰ কাৰণে আপোনাৰ পিন ড্ৰপ সাইলেন্স হৈছে মই চাব বস্তুটো ক'ত গ'ল মোবাইলত একদম পিন ড্ৰপ সাইলেন্স আৰু এটো ওয়ান
অৰ্ডাৰ নাই অৰ্ডাৰ নাই কমন ভিতৰৰ দুমা আগেও কথা এইটো পাই ন
বহুত নয়েজ আহি আছে বে
এটা কাম কৰো
এটা দেখুন নেকি মাছটো ওলাইছে এটা কাম কৰো
মানে লেকচাৰ ৰেকৰ্ডিঙৰ কাৰণে
এতিয়া চাচোন নাই নাই ওলাই এতিয়া কমিব লাগে
हेलो
অক্স লাগিব বে তেনেকে নহ'ব গম পাইছ নাই অক্স আছে নাই আজি কেলেবা ইমান নয়েজ আহি আছে কালিতো অহা নাছিলে
পচিবল নহ'ব এইটো কিয় বিলকুল স্নেহ কৰিব নোৱাৰি
কালি নয়েজ নাছিলে আজি ইমান নয়েজ আহি আছে বহুত ঝামেলা হৈ আছে বক্সটো অক্স লাগিছিলে এইটো মাইকৰ পৰা ইয়াতে যদি আছে চিষ্টেম মানে এতিয়া ফিলহাল এইটো মাইক ঠিক আছে ওয়্যারলেস না মাইক ফিলহাল এটা আমাদের এই মাইকটা লাগে তো আমরা এখানে যেগুলো খিসে সব প্রবলেম হয়েছে কনভার্টার লাগে আছে না কনভার্টার ভাল ভাল হৈ যাব তাৰে কিন্তু এইটো প্ৰব্লেম হোৱা নাই
ফটো থেংকছ দিব পাৰিবানে পাৰিবানে মই নিদিওঁ মোৰ মাতটো মানে
ছাৰক কৈছোঁ নহয় কনভাৰ্টাৰটো লৈ আহিছে লেপটপত সোমাব লাগে লেপটপত যোনটো হেডফোনৰ যেনেকুৱা পৰ্ট আছে ন সেইটো পৰ্টত কনভাৰ্টাৰ লাগিব সাইডত পৰি যাওঁতে
এটা কাম কৰিব পাৰিবনি? মই যাওঁ কোন থাকে জেগাটো শুনাচোন, মই যোৱা ৰাস্তা নহয়, তুমি ৰ'ব হ'ব।
মানে এই অক্স কেবলটো স্পীড দেখুন নাকি লাইটটা বহুত সেভেন সেকেন্ড 10 সেকেন্ড ক্লিয়ার যেটাই হোক no problem. It's just বহুত আমার বেড়া লাগছে Microlog connected. Huh? Itu kan bisa nusul itu.
Hello, hello. I said, hello, 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 hello. হেল্ল' 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 এনেকৈ ক'লে হ'ল। এইটো ষ্ট্ৰিমিঙত যাব, এইটো ইয়াতে হলত। ঠিক আছে, এনেকৈ কৰি দিওঁ ন, হৈ যাব। ভিডিঅ'টো চাবিচোন এবাৰ। হেল্ল' 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 ঠিক আছে ন, ঠিক আছে ন। ফাইনেল। হেল্ল' 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 স্পীকাৰটো স্পীকাৰ মোৰ মাতে অহা নাই। হেল্ল' হেল্ল' ঠিকে আছে, ঠিক আছে।
Is it already on? Yeah. Okay. Am I audible? Is it fine? Okay. Can you click the button? Somebody has to click that PowerPoint. Yes. So as you can see that I am from, I have to take it. Can you hear me now? Or am I audible? All of you are able to hear me? So not really needed. Streaming is also fine. How many people are there in this meeting? 7 people are there. Yeah. So I welcome you all to this lecture because I feel privileged to talk to you because this is the college from which I passed out. I was in the first semester batch. We passed out in 86. I started my career with Bhava Atomic Research Center and multiple different organizations. And it's really a privilege to talk to you and share my experience so that you need to know how to plan and how to build your career. So generally when we talk about our career, in many cases we talk about that the finest student of the college, maybe they are focusing on the finest students of an institute. But here is my talk is that that sometimes what happens is that we may not be the finest student, or we may have different other interest in our life. So job is a part of that, but we may have different other interests. Sometimes also what happens that we take up our career in computer science because in class 12 we will be too young to know what what is the meaning of computer science, what is there in electrical, what is there in different other branches, or at all why engineering. Some people start thinking, why not I did why did I do computer science at all? Why shouldn't I do maybe commerce or maybe arts? But you join engineering and now you are in a situation that you have to write the code and you don't like, suppose you don't really like to code. Now what will you do? So I am trying to address actually, particularly those areas, that where so many different areas in this particular IT industry exist. So if we are focusing here, we can focus here. We can find out whatever is our interest. We can find out our interest areas. Be patient, find out your interest areas and understand that what is this industry. Can you please press again? How is it? Sorry, what is your name? Biswajit. Sorry. Biswajit. So here if you see that IT business, the major part of the IT business comes from IT infrastructure. 15 or 20 years ago, 90% of the business used to be IT infrastructure. So what is meant by IT infrastructure? IT infrastructure means that the existing switch, routers, servers, machines, that how you can make use of that. For example, today this particular setup, there are a lot of people who are organizing this setup. somebody is taking care of the camera, you are doing the streaming, this whole coordination, you are putting it in your display. Sometimes this was not working. Somebody who need to make all those infrastructure work, that is nothing but IT infrastructure. That itself is a very big business. Can you click again? So this business is $170 billion with respect to India. So our total, our total GDP of India is close to 3 trillion. It's a $3 trillion GDP. What we have, 250 billion US dollars comes from IT, which is around 8% or so. In that, major chunks comes from this particular business. And we have another segment. Can you click again? That is called product engineering. Product engineering constitutes, typically whenever we study computer science or whenever we think about programming, we actually think about product engineering. And product engineering in the last 20 years has grown enormously. And today it is almost $70 billion business, and it is continue to grow. And our focus is always, when we talk about IT, whenever you are studying, many of you will go to IT infrastructure side also, if you are interested. But today's discussion, I am focusing on product engineering side, because that's where I come from. That's where my experience is. Take once more. This is what to do. No, go back. Yeah. So this is what will be our focus. So what does that product engineering means? Product engineering means, if you think about the camera, somebody has to develop the camera. Somebody has to write some software for which the camera will be writing. So that part of the software, when you are developing, it is called product engineering. But when you are integrating the camera with the other system for it to work, then it becomes IT infrastructure. So system admin is typically a IT infrastructure job. But somebody who is writing an automated tool to monitor different devices, or suppose you are developing a software to upgrade the operating system automatically, then that upgrading software, that piece of software who is developing, that is the product engineering part. So I hope product engineering and infrastructure, it is clear to you. Now there are two segments on, with both the segments, there is something called services. So we may provide services to the product, to the IT infrastructure, or we may provide services to the product engineering services. Majority of the companies in India are services companies. So it can be IT infrastructure related, or it can be related to IT product also, product services also. So here our point is that in either case, whether it is IT infrastructure or whether it is in product, when it is a product, whenever it is a product engineering, let it be product engineering service or product engineering. In either case, we talk about development of the software which will go to a particular system. Yeah. Now this is the product engineering service phases. It starts with an ideation. And this is very interesting actually for the people who want to be an entrepreneur also. So how these things happens? I will elaborate a little. So when you look right, the part is the idea. Somehow with an idea, what I want to start working on. Then what happens? Then you know that how to this for you. So for deliver that. What they do, they will have, along with the ideas and what they want. So what they do, that they after or from, I don't know, they will think that 5 years. From long, so far. So Now, this particular, of engineering, normally what we understand is that whenever we talk about the product engineering, our focus always lies in this particular stream. But one important thing, what you need to know is that there are multiple parallel streams. One is related to sales and marketing. So what sales and marketing do? As soon as you come up with the specification, the marketing team will go to the market and tell that, hey, our company is coming up with this kind of a product. They will start getting the pitch. And as it approaches, as you are approaching towards the release of the product, then they will start booking the request in real time, collect the advance, and they will book somebody's interest, or they will start selling the product actually. They are telling them that, okay, you give me advance this much, and by this time it will be available. For example, take the case of Ola Swiggy. Is the product available? You can go and book that, and they are so much. But Ola has their marketing has gone clear ideas on the engineering team on when this particular release is going to happen. Right. Typically in engineering, we always think that. But think about that when the older team, suppose they are getting and if there is a delay from there, then all the start counting. Then to manage that means all of them. So, we need to always look at from engineering side, we also need to look at that what is happening here, and then the other one is the support team. As soon as Ola will give those scooters, release those scooters to the market, somebody is not starting some different issues. If they are not strong, then what? They will be under the trouble. Now imagine companies like say Nokia or companies like Samsung who deliver multiple phones, or people or companies who deliver multiple products. Then what happens? Product. More issues will come related to new product. So they have a support organization. They have to plan and they have to suppose they spend in services giving multiple different product services. Now what they have to do? They have to channelize all those efforts for the particular product which has been released now. So most of the issues come for that particular product. So that is what a clear plan of the support organization is also. If that doesn't happen, then what happens? It will be unsuccessful. And then think about there is another activity like program management. This program management team, what they do, all these different organizations, they need to collaborate. They need to have an understanding that whatever the timeline you are speaking, whether it will come in that time or not, all those things needs to happen. So this program management guys are like, that they are having a stick in their hand, and if somebody is giving a commitment, they will track that commitment and ensure that it happens during that point of time. If it doesn't happen, then they have to understand it early and make the other people aware. Suppose there is a delay in engineering, they need to make these two teams informed so that their plan, they have to adjust things accordingly. Understood? So multiple different organizations exist when we talk about product engineering, that how the product engineering works. Can you click the button? Other activities are, imagine that, I'm again giving a comparison between Apple and Nokia. In case of Apple, how many phones are there in the market? We know iPhone 4, then iPhone 5 probably, then iPhone 6, iPhone 7. There are a couple of products. And Nokia used to release in 1 year so many different products. So imagine the weight Nokia had to carry in maintaining all those source code. If there is a problem on a particular phone occurs, then they have to identify that particular, they have to bring that code, reproduce that particular issue, test it on that particular phone, and then sort it out. So these are all the problems which is somebody need to somebody need to manage all those different source code. So this is an activity by itself, source code management and tracking. Product porting and migration. Product porting, and what do you mean by product porting and migration? Product porting means, suppose you have Microsoft Excel, and now Microsoft has come up with Microsoft, OS 11, right? Windows 11, right? So far it was Windows 10. So what they need to do, their Excel team has to port that to new operating system. Now that is within Microsoft itself. So they will do and they will deliver Microsoft 11. But if you are developing a product which is running on Windows, then what you will have to do? As soon as Windows come, before Windows come, actually you have to contact Microsoft and get them a preliminary version of the OS and port your things to that particular operating system. So Android phone, for example, new version of Androids will come, and every phone, that they will tell that, okay, you can upgrade the operating system. Now, when you upgrade the operating system, that means they have to test it that actually it is, you can upgrade it appropriately. So that is nothing but it is called a porting. And migration means what? Suppose that you come up with entirely different software. Take the case of a firewall. So for example, you are using, let us say, Cisco firewall. And then subsequently what happened? That your management decided that they would like to move to Juniper firewall. Then Juniper will give you that how you can migrate from Cisco firewall to Juniper firewall so that your organization is not in a situation where there is a vulnerability to the organization, right? So these are called, product porting, the product migration. And then finally, once the product, outlive, you have to terminate the product. Now, in case of an enterprise, the product termination is also not easy, because in an enterprise, even if when you decide that you will close the product, but typically organization look for at least 2 to 5 years. Let us say again, if I go to the firewall, let us say that AEC uses Juniper firewall, and Juniper decided to stop the support of that particular product. When they terminate it, they will stop supporting that particular product. But firewall means it is an important security device. So if they stop supporting, then what will happen? Now AEC has to plan for moving into different other uh, uh, security devices. Now that becomes a problem. And how the company handle it? Because they will give you 2 years of time, then they say you can easily comfortably plan it to whether it is another Juniper device or maybe to another company they can do that. Okay. So is this product engineering phases are complete? Is it understood? Because all our job opportunities are related to all the areas whatever we are talking here. Every job opportunities come on your way in future. Typically when you enter as a programmer. But finally, when you grow, you will be responsible for one of such, in one such area, whatever it is. Any questions? All right, go to the next one. So now let's talk about the employability. Now this is where is the situation when we passed out from our engineering. Mostly we are in this kind of a situation, right? But very soon, that what happened is that after 2-3 years, once you get into a job, and after 3 or 4 years, can you click? You get into this situation. So it becomes, right now it is your headache. 3 years down the line, it will be the company's headache. They will be interested how to retain you. Right? You get the job, you do that job for 3 years, you acquire certain knowledge, and then what happens? You are so valuable to the company that company try to retain you. But today what happens? You have to make some link, you have to request those companies to come to the colleges, and then you have to, sir, please, enroll me to your training program, whatever may be the salary we are interested. 3 years down the line, what happens? You will design our capability. Okay. And what happens? And we directly fall into that. Can you click it again? So this table has turned. Now what has changed? Can you click it? So what is needed in the industry? Sometime back, I was talking to automotive head in TIT, Vellore Institute of Technology. So what kind of they have taken the artist, all that one. And finally, I asked him one thing that I don't much of competence. I just need somebody programming very well the operating system concept. Many they are not programming those concepts, but they are not I asked him that. So he told me that students are so interested in learning so much of big things that nobody is focusing on that. So whenever you are going for an interview, that thing, because advance come on your way. Don't neglect the basic. Now, what is the definition of the basic? This is the basic thing. If you want to go to IT, you need to pick up one programming language, pick up which language you prefer. But do most of your work in there is an opportunity. That language. You pick up C, using C. Some very fluent answer. I was interviewing one as one. But he was 3 years experience and he is writing that in 10 years. Okay. Yes, it is possible because he told that he can't see programming in class 8 because in nowadays learning programming language in pretty early days. And I found him he's really good because he started somehow he found interested started. So it is possible. So pick up one programming language. Very, very essential. Not to get any input. Then strong data structure background. What is the meaning of data? What is your meaning? Yeah. You must know. All those things. Then also you need to know, the different sourcing and sorting algorithm, right? So once what happened, if, that when I was working in BRC, a friend of mine, he developed an accounting software. Actually, it was an access control system, which was also used for accounting purpose. How many days they are taking. So this is control. Everything is working in our, when we are checking in our system, it is working fine. But he installed it, and after that, when when they try to use it, it hangs. So he sat down there for more than 2 weeks, and then finally he found that the sorting algorithm, what is in use, was very primitive. So when we tested in our lab, we tested with 10 to 15 data. So when we do will be testing data with 10 to 15 data, but when the data, the program was running on 1,000 or 3,000 data. So there it was taking long time. So internally it was doing sorting, whatever it is. But it was taking so much of time. So put the power off and then you redo it again. So they were telling something is not working. A better programming algorithm related to in that context requires. So then it started. So those concepts important for us to know those concepts when you go to the real world and the program. When the corporate look for you, then those concepts you know. Not only for you, I'm talking about the 4 years experience gap. When we take the interview, this is what we check. We check what knowledge person is having on whatever is that person's programming language. And we check what is the data structure, the understanding the person is having. Give them a language and tell them that okay, you remove a node and then write the code. All these things are very academic. All of us learn these things. Right? So those things plays a very important role. If you know tree, if you know the binary tree, or if you know, if you can work on trees and all these things, you become an excellent person. So just think that these are the two things which is very required. And the project, whatever you guys do. So in many cases, the project we have 5 to 6 members team. 1 or 2 members complete the job. Most rest of the people support them. Whether you support or whether you don't support, don't say. But that's what we used to do in our time. Now everybody works. Now in project, all the 8 members team or 4 members team equally work, or 1 or 2 guys work. Okay, that's good. That's what then there is no problem. Our time one used to happen, 1 or 2 guys, the guys will go to the my point is the leadership process, depending on focus and understand the problem. If these three things you do, even if you don't get a campus here, come to Bangalore, plenty of jobs will be waiting for you. Just this, right? So many papers you will discuss. This three things, there is a job. Simply go there, attend an interview, and you will be absorbed. All right. You can come to my organization also. I'll be hiring. This time we are hiring almost, our plan is to hire around 35 people, 35 fresh students. What we are going to look for. Constantly we hire people. This is what we look for. Okay, so can you click? Now, these are also things, it is good to have. If you know these things also, then it improves further. You need to know the operating system. In operating system, we have so many things. We have file system. What all things are covered in file system? Other. Right? The focus is inter-process organization. Service that talking. Really don't have to worry about that's like. So these things are used in your work. And those who are interested in embedded side must know one microphone. Microphone. 8085. This is very nice. But nowadays, most of the works are happening on. Okay. Learn 8085 well, that is good. But also ARM architecture. ARM architecture is slightly different architecture. But everywhere now ARM architecture is. Mobile phone ARM architecture is. Why is it? So it's so powerful. So much of research and so much of R&D has happened. Only going probably the tremendous pressure from. And if it is application, if you go to application, what is the meaning of it? What kind of work is it? Although if you go to application, actually then software software. For example, I have written here that it is React.js, AngularJS. So, but the old one, 5 years ago, what we were reading, I'm not able to collect that. It's so fast. I'm not passionate about coping up or learning new technologies and it's not practical. It's not get tired of. Okay, whereas in case of embedded software, relatively things are stable. You know the operating system concept. It has been there existing for a while. Then you know the Linux. Earlier it was Unix. Almost same thing has been used. Windows operating system is different. But once you know the Windows operating system is stable. Make your mind that application software looks in Getting into is easy because a lot of framework and support is there, but you should be interested in jumping from one to another learning. Because it becomes obsolete. Thus, obsolete means no job. It's not like that because there will be a lot of software which will be written in the obsolete area. More obsolete it becomes, more salary you get because less people become available. That is also a very COBOL, for example, is very old. But those who are COBOL programmer now, very few places they will get a job, but their earning is tremendous because nobody learned COBOL. It is interesting. Okay, please click. Typical requirements. Can you click? No, can you go back and so typically, that I have copied some requirements on. These are some of the working requirements. If you see here, it is mentioning that what you need to do, and what is the kind of skills that required. The basic embedded C programming, embedded standard C library, and use like this. See that the C programming knowledge that plays the key role here in embedded system. Go to this requirement. C++ and knowledge and experience of multi-threaded solutions. Go next. This one. Significant experience in embedded framework and test development. This is related to test. Strong knowledge on these. So this may be a little bit more. We go down further. So this is when we say deal making skill, that is the basic requirements what the person needs. What is it? Very good in C programming, good in data structure algorithm, very good in Linux internals, and good to have WLAN networking related work. Now can you go up a little bit? Okay, go to the next. No. Go down. Yeah. So overall, E3. What is the E3? E3 is actually a category from certain company. So E1 means 0 to 3 years. E2 means 3 to 5 years. And E3 means 5 to 8 years. Now you look at somebody is looking for a 5 to 8 years category guy, and this is the skills they are looking for. So you understood this? This is common point. This is another, and this is another. 3 points are common. Are you getting my point? So this, if you develop it very well, that means that is what you are going to learn in the next 3, 4. Here we are talking about 5 to 8 years categories, guys. Just do that. That's it. Please continue. Okay. Flexibility and predictability. So, which one is better? Flexibility. Who can raise hands? Who is for flexibility? Perfect. Who thinks flexibility is yeah. So why do you think flexibility? Right. Right. If you are not flexible, you cannot innovate. Yeah, cope up, and then if you are not flexible, you will not innovate. But is it but what about trading? What is This is what is meant by ability, like that. Okay, so flexibility. Can you click again? This is what it is. You see this doctor. Remember this guy? This doctor? Back to the Future. There is a movie like that. Huh? So there was this person who was showing as a very. But you feel that. So he was the doctor who developed the time machine, and using that, 3 series were there. Very, I like that. This person, if you look at behavior, is very unpredictable and very innovative person. Can you click it again? Now, what is needed in the industry is you be predictable. What is the meaning of predictable is that, suppose as simple as that, then you are taking leave. And it can be a planned leave. While coming to office, you call it. But you need to, how do you become predictable? It's from your boss. Not only inform you, suppose today's meeting, you are coming. Because of some reason, you are not able to come. Then today's meeting, you are coming here, but you are not able to come. So who? Predicted. So that plays an important role. In those 3 years, when you are working in the company, the person what you learn. That don't inform also. That who are the stakeholders who it is not just the reporting, but all the people who will be because of your not or because of informed. For example, our ability of our customers. Say ourselves, Bangalore we have around 100. Now we have a campus. Now some of the things there, that's our strategy. Now the strategy side, the basic outside, not enough. All the campus, that's suddenly strategy. So what you should do to inform those guys also are not going as early as possible. Take over. It is not just the important because of your more understanding you have. That is the maturity what you will grow in the area. Code submission issues, identified an issue that was not seen earlier. So all these areas, your focus should be that how you can very predictive. Be proactive. What is the meaning of proactive? Instead of waiting for somebody to ask you to inform in advance. So that is called proactive. Suppose something you were supposed to run this part, right? And suppose you are not able to come, then what will you do? Instead of calling at the last moment or not calling at all, and when somebody call you and tell them, what is your name? Yes. Oh, sorry, I could not come because of I have this problem. Not acceptable. Right? But if you tell me in advance, as early as possible, that I am not able to come. But ideal will be what? Sir, I am not able to come, but I am informing and I am already advising counters or somebody how to operate it, so nothing to worry, and I am available. So then you are not only that you are also creating a so any issue, anything, always look for how the organization or the team that you are working, their trouble, their meaning that possible, how you can. So those are the things what you learn. For a solution. Don't ask for it, that the managers will tell you that okay. You propose the solution. And then I tell them, no, not Pankaj, you talk to the other yeah, but the heroes. Heroes is better on this thing. You take it, you talk to heroes and go with that. But from your side, you need to have come up with. So proactive, another example. But you don't find them. What will we go there? There is nothing. So you but I can take all your side. So being proactive, critical. Totally but you should look for on that. So I am asking that is not easy. Or organization. All these things should be always what is my ground. What area I can. So, what I that, that for you to follow concept of being that's it. Being fruit, why? Because you don't have to remember things. But why being fruitful is don't then you talk that's the and I will and then go to the next stage how much that's not as you right. So being fruitful also means that you have to really do the hard work. Really put an effort. And you put that effort and you go back and that's not really because we know that we just try to avoid that kind of but not correct. Continue to remain work hard and then you can be fruitful. There is no issue. And don't indulge in any politics. Develop deep rooted relations. What it says is that you will be hired from your employer. Subsequent to that, all so I started my then I joined digital technology. The found me right person hired me. Then I joined system company. Again, somebody hired me for interview. But after that, I joined work. So the person was in extra office. The person that they were looking for a manager. I recommended my name. So with that, I got okay, I moved to different role. Every time because of the relationship, the person always then I joined the Java. So Java is Java. Like they were working. They also work with now I am the customer. That then obviously that's the but like we talk of the respect for the way what about so it is important for you to the long run rather so all the jobs come to public. I will for you guys when you look at and lot of you guys are so all you guys will be all those things. Nowadays, not too many people were around. We all developing. This is very important. Do not indulge. Do not create any trouble for anybody. Develop deep-rooted, deep-rooted relation. Always. Okay. Now we're talking about the career. So Steve Jobs. All of you see the picture of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, right? So who is a good programmer out of these two? Better programmer. Bill Gates. And Steve Jobs, can he program? This is a coder. So he doesn't know how to. Some extent does, but doesn't know how to code. He doesn't know how to design. Doesn't know what is get rules. It's not that what are the one is and one is not that Bill Gates is bad and job is but quality they are bringing it because of the the role exists for everybody to develop that, but it's not going to be that. Can do it, but one learning programming at an advanced level. Let us see what is the difference. What is idiot doesn't know how to code. What is this code like this? What is it learning? All the time. But you know this now of the production time on labor of the production just getting from the point of view that will not happen quality. After that, time started So now I am talking about that if you are not a avid coder, if you are not very good at coding, then now this is one thing. UX and UI. What is UX? UX stands for complete user experience. UI stands for user interface. So when you think about user experience, comes from like when the box comes for buying a vehicle, and the phone will come coming in a box. Open it. What will you? What all things will be there? How it will be there? Then what power is on? How is going to happen? Then you will see that how is the mind? Everything will come under user. Part of the the job. Whatever they use it for, project, all the kind of project, I think one particular organization comes, they will develop the user experience, they will go back. Now, now where you can learn user experience? So you need to have it. How to do it? Almost all the IIT online. So this is one area. Go to the next one. Quality assurance. Quality assurance comes under and is a product quality. Quality is a process. The right one. Then whatever it is quality. But in this particular slide, we are talking about quality assurance product. The product quality. There is a development. Development is a development. Quality quality manager. The development manager acts as a personal part. Well, one group will development. The development development. Person QA engineers, their attributes is that they should be really able to focus on, that the boundary condition. That 10 o'clock, everybody is coming, nothing. But somebody coming at 9 o'clock, then what will happen? Right? Somebody coming at 11 o'clock, what will happen? Those are the typical guys who can be a good QA. So they will do all situations. Developers are okay. 10 o'clock, everybody are at least one. More of the development. Guys will all different certain areas. And why QA think about the product? Because they know that important is the product for the release. Suppose we were trying to release a product. Development is a small bug release. But typically QA guys will tell that no, maybe a small bug, but from the user perspective, take this way. Suppose your user interface a small spelling mistake. There is a small spelling mistake. From development side, what will you say? Then okay, this is just a text, small change. What is there? We can. But the QA guy will tell that no, with this we cannot release. Because people will confuse this with this. Not acceptable. Similarly, I was once working on a security product, and there was one particular bug. I was thinking that product manager will not allow it. The product manager said that okay, we will move this release later on. It was okay. There was a smaller issue, but it was related to security. I was thinking it's a small issue. I told him that okay, this is what it is. Can we go ahead and release it? No, we cannot release it. This is a security, and our product is security product. So this will not be acceptable. So this kind of a thinking comes from the it grows into this kind of this process. Then there is another group of people like this who are focusing on the process part. So for example, that ISO 9001 certification, then CMMI level 5 for automotive industry. They also need automotive product development. So there is a process called A-SPICE, automotive SPICE. Then information security management, whatever data you are keeping in your computer and all these things are safe or not. It is something called internet, ISO 2001. So that is an information security management. People can have failure in these areas also. For all these actually you get into the organization, then if you're interested in that line, you put into that particular organization, and then you become process guy. Now what does, let us say ISO 9000, what does they do? So the organization, they define a process that if somebody is developing code, that particular code has to be reviewed. So if you are part of ISO 9000 process group, then your name will be auditor. You will audit. You will go and audit whether that particular So issue has happened or it has not happened. If it not happened, then you raise NC, non-conforming. Or if everything is fine, it is good. Conforming. So that is a there is a and who is in this particular case, who is the organizational structure? So organizational structure here is that this person in the quality in the quality process head, that person needs to report to the MD or very senior management in it. So or MD like that, then it might be so because any quality related issues, with development team or QA team, because they are owner of the product, they typically do not want to review. But it is so you need an independent organization. So that independent organization has to be exactly at the top, at the level. Doesn't have to. He will tell that okay, these guys are not following the quality process. So this is how the career growth. That means, as I am telling you, that ultimately the person reports to the MD or CEO. There is a growth path exists, and there are organizations, ISO certificates. Document writing. Now, document writing is also an interesting. I had a relative who was working who studied from NIT. Then he got a campus and was working in IBM. And while working in IBM, suddenly I came to know that he has resigned because he didn't like the job. And many of the service companies like IBM and all that, because it's a large different amount of work experience. So I thought that he might not be liking because there is not enough technical work. He might be getting something what he is not like. So I called him and I told him that you can come over and join here. After this, right? And his intermediate rank was also very very I told him that don't worry, I will. But then he said, no, I realized that I trust him because there was right. Then he went to there was some then I have a body only. That's the right. Now we only. So document writing is not just like there are also a lot of structures are there. So anybody can recognize this, this structure. Anybody recognize? But I follow the Assam. Technical training cell, chemistry, chemical engineering. I imagine to a mother. Okay. Yeah. So if you look at, it is related to UML. Do you recognize UML diagram? So where hierarchy of the documents are there. That means the document whatever is created, it that they are technically are hierarchical documents. So that ending of the document system, all those things are of the process. So there are a lot of those guys need all those, for example, service, like using kind of for a new form, like so this particular format is called Darwin information. Why the name Darwin? Because Darwin is evolution. So Darwin name comes from evolution. So the document can evolve. So the kind of name. Now, when something called analyst is somebody that suppose you need to develop a banking application. Now, when you go to the bank, you can understand how the bank works, and then finally you need what that person is telling you. Then you will deliver that person. Then when you try to deliver it, go to the bank account. So this analyst acts as a translator. So what happens if you look at? So this requirement has come that there is something related to animal welfare. How the user will give you specification that there should be enough living space, there should be nest there, litter should be around so that they can live with that, and pets, parcels should be there, where they can have water and like that, those things. Now this is what the customer will be telling, and what will be defined business analyst, what that guy will do, that guy will put it to the developer at least 450 centimeters so 4 area per head. Now it is developers create what they need to deliver. Then 10 centimeter filling cross per part, 40 centimeter height cross some amount of the length. And have some problem. Now all these things, once this is defined, then it can be created. You see that. But otherwise, if this is if it is given only up to this level, if somebody doesn't break into this level, it will be very difficult. Now business analyst will have the ability to do this. So he is the guy sitting in the middle. So when this guy will tell that this is what it is enough, enough living space, he will put it like that. Okay, is this much space available? And he will put a measurement and tell that okay, this many 450 centimeters square. Understood? So that this guy also plays a very important role. But the person will not do the coding. Person will develop the domain knowledge. The business analyst may be focusing either on banking or in retail. Can you continue? Next. In your profile, the business analyst, in a bigger terms, what it means is that they analyze the complete business. What is the kind of market? What is the kind of what market? How do I go new? And then on structure. It is something like mechanics or McKinsey or this kind of they work, for example, college we wanted from this particular college. And on like I kind of now they will solve with other competition. How different colleges also part of it. Typically, what I am talking about your business analyst role will be this kind of a thing. Who will be translating that? And there is a guy called project coordinator. So when it is project coordinator, we need to know what is the difference project. So how can I become project? Cannot be a project manager. Project manager. 10 years of experience. 12 years. How can someone coordinator? Meaning of coordinator is that it is an administrative. That means what contractor. Yes. Like only that project will have QA development. Now those meetings need to happen so that are all things. All those coordination will be done by the project coordinator. The person will also check how all those things. Going forward, For this kind of a role, interpersonal already transform. All day-to-day activity area, the person is this project. At a later point of time, as a program manager, how to agree on study. The program manager is your role. So as I have mentioned, that earlier I had mentioned that program manager reports all the or senior management, and then marketing team, support team, all these are not part of the engineering. All those things also program manager handle whether properly or not. Then accordingly they have. So in program manager is a very simple. A person who is a QA, a person who is a project coordinator can finally move different candidate role. Another important advantage of this program manager is that they can be any organization. Program manager, suppose you are program manager in a software company, and then let us say there is a hardware company or they develop hardware product. They can also go to that person. They can go to a hospital. Also, so that the plan because there will be other companies, there will be support, all those things. There will be contractors, program managers, everything. Then CICD, as I mentioned, marketing of the product and something track. Suddenly there will be a bus coming, and then it will track down to that particular what has happened in that particular. So all those things are being taken care by this group. What do they do? It's a commit change. Commit change is actually the change in the code you are submitting it to the system. Once you are submitting to the system, automatically a build is triggered. So if there is a compile time error, then the build itself or link time error, then build itself will not happen. So then it will fail, and then it will decommit again. So that in the system you still have a that operational code. Then once the build is confirmed, then you will notify everybody that this build has changed, and then this kind of changes has been added. And then it will run test. From basic test it will run. It is called smoke test to see that okay things are all right. And then ultimately test outcome is also informed. And then it will develop and check for and particular whatever you and then they will. So CI/CD guys, suppose somebody joined and is a CI/CD guy. It is, earlier we were thinking that, it is not exactly a system admin job, but it is a CI/CD means they still need to know the devices. They need to write the script to make the things have all these things happening automatically. So that as a developer, you don't have to spend time. Otherwise, what happens? Suppose 50 people are working on one product, and somebody is submitting the code wrongly. And now you need to test your part of the code, and that code is not working. What will you do? You will be stuck. You will be sitting. So what CI/CD guys will be doing is that they are automated the process. When somebody try to change the somebody is trying to change the code, it will build and check that whether it is compile time or link time error. Is there anything like that? If it is not there, then it will do a smoke test to see that basic things are working fine. And if all these things are fine, then only it will accept your test. Otherwise, it will throw it out. So that if I go and then try to do something, I will still get a system which is working. Yeah, that's it. So, any questions?
Everyone, please be seated for a minute. So, with this, we come to the end of today's session on the various paradigms of product engineering and how to improve employability among students and career paths in software. So, I would like to thank Mr. Bimal Kumar Bhattacharya for giving such a wonderful seminar on this topic. And I would like to thank the whole of TPC team and especially our TPO sir, Mr. Dr. Sir, Satyajit Bhuya sir, our TPO. And huge thanks to all of you who have attended the session. And that's all. I hope you guys learned something from this session, which you will be able to apply in future. So again, thanks everyone for attending the session. The TPC team and the TPC cell will come up with more sessions like this on various aspects. Today it's about IT and software. Tomorrow it might be on core technologies. So we hope that you guys will give your attendance here. You guys will come here and actually attend the sessions and learn a few things about engineering. With this, I would like to conclude today's seminar. Thank you.